I had to do a part two. Excuse me, it's 11:05 p.m. because this inactive phone, the older phone, it tried to force a fake update on my phone. It cut me off my video to try to force a fake update. So I was trying to say with the Amtrak, um, I think I dealt with a few mean people, a few rude people, but I like the Amtrak better than the Greyhound. You know, excuse me. But one thing I hated was, you know, not being able to get off. Only one stop we were allowed to get off. But riding the Amtrak was, to me, it was more expensive than the Greyhound. It reminded me of the Greyhound bus, flying on a plane and taking a cruise, all mixed in together. But I never rode on a real Carnival cruise or Caribbean, any of those cruise lines. The closest to any cruise was this Creole Queen right here, or or Creole, or when they used to have Cajun Queen. I actually did a few temp service assignments right on these boats. They used to have Cajun Queen, but now they have just Creole Queen. Excuse me. So yeah, a few times I worked the Cajun Queen and Creole Queen boats. Um, I think I tried to do like some serving, or no, not serving, but bussing tables. Yeah, I think I did bussing tables and dishwashing, if I remember correctly. Yeah, I think I did I think I did bussing tables and dishwashing. I didn't even remember that I did dishwashing with temp service in 2003. But I was, it was hard trying to find a job and hard to get a job or whatever. But one thing with being targeted and dealing with being blacklisted with workplace mobbing and stuff, certain gig jobs or temp service assignments, what they do is they will stop, sometimes for no reason. They will stop sending you work assignments. Like when in 2018 and 19, I was trying to do gigs here and there with Shift Gig. Excuse me, Shift Gig. Um, Shift Gig used to, you know, I was able to get a little bit here and there. But then I tried, I think it was called Shift Smart in Cincinnati last year. And every time I applied for the Shift Smart to work the shift, they will always reject me. And I never understood why, you know. So, but anyway though. So, excuse me. So on UNO's campus, they waited till like the rainiest day of the year. I mean, I'm sorry, not the rainiest day of the year. They waited till it was April 18th, and they waited till the weather was bad. And then the police said that they saw me on the security cameras, but I wasn't asleep at that time when they came and said that they saw the security cameras, and I wasn't asleep at that time. I was in one of the buildings, and I wasn't asleep at that time, you know. and they came into the classroom, and I was afraid I was in trouble or afraid I was going to go to jail. And the officers, you know, they let me explain my situation, and then they were nice and supportive and trying to look for resources, and there were no resources really. And they were even trying to give me pointers on to go here, go there, or trying to look for and research stuff for me, and couldn't really find much of nothing. I remember it was two officers, and then they had um, they were gonna help me out, and then they sent for me to go to their little office or whatever in the break room, like last night, and it seemed like as if they were gonna find ways to help me, or they were gonna help me, but then somebody must have threatened them, and then they had like a scared look on their face, and I think they even went out of their way to help me out and cook me dinner and everything. And I don't remember everything, like every little detail, but they were gonna help me out and try to find a safe place for me to be. And then next thing you know, I don't know if somebody must have compromised them. And then like after they got compromised, then it was like a whole different personality. Then they started to be like mean and stuff like that, And then they issued me the official no trespass ban for a whole year. And then that happened April 18th. So when I got my tax refund, April 30th, that situation right there, and me knowing that I couldn't go around my family and not having anywhere to go, me being banned, wrongfully banned from Harrah's, the Sheraton, and the Marriott downtown. That I felt like I didn't have anywhere to go, so I was going to the old airport for a few nights, and then I got my tax refund check, and then went to Pensacola. And I didn't know until after I got to Pensacola that people were getting mad at me, saying there's no room for me there while you come here. And they treated me like I was totally not welcome. As soon as I got there, nobody wanted me there in Pensacola, and telling me go back to New Orleans or whatever, before they didn't even know my story or my situation or whatever. So, but anyway, they had this the next day after being like they like in 2019 I was not banned from the entire campus. They just had me if I was in one of the other buildings, they didn't ban me from the building that I was in though. They did not ban me from the building that I was in. They just told me I was just banned from the library. And I'm like, well, I was found in that the other building, not the library. So why am I banned from the library and nowhere else on campus? So that didn't make sense to me. And I figured that was some gang stalking weirdness right there. And so then, excuse me, the next night, I got off the Elysian Fields bus, and I was going to go towards the lakefront, because you got to cross through after getting off the bus, you got to cut through the campus to go to the lake, toward the lakefront, you know, where I was like for New Year's. Exactly, you know, being by the lakefront and having nowhere where I could use the bathroom or whatever. Excuse me. And suffering all night and being cold. And so that next day was okay, so wait, hold up. It was wait a minute. It was a hold on. I thought that April 18th was probably a Wednesday. Maybe it was a Thursday. I don't remember what day it was in 2019. And then they escorted me off campus in the police vehicle. I think it was a police SUV. And I just remember like 2 or 3 police officers dealing with me back during that time, you know. And then it was April. I mean, it was. I just remember. I had They took me to the motel, that Century Motel that's now shut down, and turned it to another hotel. So that that older motel, there's a brand new motel. I mean, a brand new hotel there now. And so they took me over to the Century Motel, you know, and that was when Century Motel would cost like $250 a week, you know, $250 a week to stay there. And then the police, I think that they paid for me to stay there one night. I don't remember if they paid or I paid. No, it had to have been them because I didn't have money. So I think it was them that paid for one night or whatever. And so that Friday night, the moment, the gang stalkers must have alerted that police officer because he was right on my ass right when I got off the bus. And it was a short, light-skinned, kind of chubby police officer that was bald head with glasses. And I don't remember his last name, but he had a very American last name. He didn't have a French Creole last name or anything like that, you know. So he pretty much kind of he falsely assumed that I was, you know, the library was closed and locked, you know. He thought that I was trying to go back into that building again, and I wasn't. I was going to go, my intent was to try to go by the lakefront, you know, try to go by the lakefront. And he didn't believe me. He thought I was lying about going to the lakefront. And so then he bullied and chased me off campus, you know, bullied, harassed, and threatened me with jail and chased me off campus, you know. And then I had to go the very long way to go to go to the by the lakefront, by the lake, you know. And so then you know, before he succeeded at running me off, he made a big scene and started overreacting and narcissistically fake crying and over exaggerating and overreacting and fake crying. And it might have been a street theater scene, that thing that he was trying to do on me, you know. And, you know, fake breaking down and fake crying and talking about how he got kids to feed and all that, you know. You know, he started to break down like a freaking child, you know. And I don't even know if he did that to further manipulate me. But I was trying to go to the cross to go by the lakefront, and I didn't have anywhere else to go, you know. And so then yeah, I after that incident, that was the I stayed by the lakefront that night, and then after that I was and they had a lot of homeless people at at the other airport, the older airport. It was much bigger, and they had a lot of people there, you know. And so, I mean, a lot of homeless people there. Excuse me. And so, yeah, once I got to you know, that I mean that UNO incident made me feel like, well, I don't have anywhere else to go here in New Orleans. So that's why, you know, when I got the tax refund check, I called myself trying to move to Pensacola. And within less than 30 days, I was able to get a couple of temp service jobs. No, that YMCA job wasn't, in the working with the pools, that wasn't temp service. But for a couple of weeks was the only time in my life where I was working 2 jobs. And that was pretty hard. You know, working the job at Hunter Pool, at the swimming pool in Pensacola during the day on a Saturday. And then go to the Grand Hotel in downtown Pensacola before they shut down. I heard that they were rebuilding the Grand Hotel back up again. But I was doing the dishwashing position through Landrum. And their workplace, I was the only female working around a bunch of men, and they made me feel like as if I deserved to be punished. They treated me like I deserved to be punished. And, you know, they were gossiping and making a bunch of lies and false accusations on me and stuff. And I heard that the managers were secretly plotting to, you know, wrongfully fire me based on those false accusations. So I hurried up and quit. And then a couple of years later, like in 2022, I tried again to see about working for Landrum with a different assignment, that temp service, Landrum HR. And they lied on me and said that I basically abandoned the job, or they lied on me and said that I walked off the job. And that's not true. How did I get my last paycheck if they made it like as if I walked off the job without clocking out or telling anybody. Now, like, this is some weird ass lies. I didn't even do that. And they lied on me and said that I was always on my phone in the bathroom, which wasn't the case. I would be in my I was new to Pensacola, you know. I only worked there for like 2 or 3 weeks, maybe even 4 weeks there. You know, I was working there for dang. I don't even think it was a whole month. But they workplace mobbed me with that job and with the Cecil T. Hunter, Roger Scott Pool, and the YMCA. They workplace mobbed me with all those jobs as well. And you know, I see that they created a hostile work environment and try to manipulate for me to quit. Or try to coercively, hardcore, aggressively manipulate for me to quit. You know, or try to drive me to quit. So those tactics weren't working. So they had a fake setup scenario to make up a lie on me and to have me wrongfully fired and banned. And that lady, Miss Vanessa Roop, she sat there and let that lady, Miss D, lie on me. Miss D had at the YMCA, I was gone to the Voc Rehab appointment. And then that Kanisha Simmons Moultrie lady with the Voc Rehab in Pensacola, she narcissistically lectured me about how I'm not gonna last. Like, I always would end up being set up with these abusive, narcissistic Voc Rehab counselors that's gonna sit there and belittle and talk down to me and be condescending. You know, very narcissistic. And, you know, that Kanisha Simmons Moultrie person, she treated me the way she treated me based on this other manager. And she took over the manager that was retiring. And I couldn't mention about gang stalking, but she tried to mention about not the Kanisha lady, but the other lady, I don't remember her name, that was quitting and Kanisha was going to take her place. Excuse me. And she tried to talk about red flags and me being a constant victim. You know, and then they smear campaigned me to the psychologist. And the psychologist was a freaking perp. And now those I had, like, last year when I had to throw all my stuff away, I had to get rid of the those papers for the documentation with the psychologist. Intentionally, he kept on psychologically trying to trigger and provoke me, intentionally hoping that he could get me to snap and lose my temper. And I told him to his face that he's, you know, a gang stalker and that he sold his soul to the devil. He wrote all kinds of false stuff and false diagnoses in the false mental health diagnosis in the that you know, false diagnosis in the psychological evaluation. You know, the psychological evaluation was a prerequisite for Voc Rehab services. And Kanisha Simmons Moultrie, I heard that she was part of, I think it was Delta Sigma Theta sorority, which is Masonic. And then when I did the janitorial job with ABM over there, her office hours on university, I mean, no, not university, it was Pensacola State College campus. It was where the Voc Rehab was. I had to clean her freaking office just about every night when I had that janitorial job over there. They gang stalked and workplace mobbed me off that job. And they tortured me with weapons so bad I ended up in the emergency room 4 times within less than 6 weeks. With being forced homeless and dealing with workplace mobbing and gang stalking and being tortured with directed energy weapons. So Star Bricker lied and said that the video that I did about the psychological evaluation was the first video she stumbled upon of my videos, in which I think that she was lying about that. And then, you know, if that event happened, I think it was in July of 2019, she didn't start stalking, following, and harassing me until mid-October 2019. You know, and so when I first kind of more so, not exactly first started out, but between 2019 and 2020, I thought I had a lot of hate and lack of support. But, you know, people in 2019 and 2020 especially before my twin sister started perping online. Before that, I had a hell of a lot more support, likes, and comments on YouTube, and I didn't have to, you know. But by April 2020, I even noticed when I was by Janet. Um, I noticed that they would have fake people that would give me thumbs up and thumbs down, rate me thumbs up or thumbs down based on whether or not the topic was positive or negative. If I had good news, they would give me thumbs up. If I had bad news and was having a bad day, they would think that they would punish me with thumbs down. Trying to control, that was another way that they would try to control me and make me feel bad. you know. And Star Bricker would come and try to harass me and stalk and follow me, and do all kinds of shit to me, you know. And it seemed like she's, doing a lot of dirty stuff behind the scenes now. It seems, I mean, she's still gossiping about me and saying very harsh, cruel things about me. And she still reports to the fake Stephon Adams perp on that fake TIWatch.org website, where they brag about their social media crimes, brag about their cyber crime, their internet crimes towards, I'm the only female target that they harass and surveil online. But it's a few men that's supposedly targeted that that they harass and document on. And like, who gave y'all the authority to do this? You giving yourself the authority does not count. And and then the fake Darnell Williams perp started copying him and a few other perps. They started copying Star Bricker's, internet torture tactics to ruin my life to the point where it would be ruining my physical life in person. And then just like she illegally obtained my phone number without my knowledge or permission or my consent, and kept on, stalking and following me and harassing me every time I try to block her. She, even when I had that WordPress blog, she would keep on stalking, following, and harassing me and bullying me on there. And she even came to harass me on Twitter. She even tried to harass me on TikTok, follow me on TikTok to try to harass. And you're a woman in your 60s, mid 60s. I can't believe that there are people like this. And they always, talking about me having a behavior of a 5-year-old, but they don't even look within themselves and at their own flaws and insecurities. So, wow. I was it's 11:34 at night now. Excuse me. So, I mean, me dealing with being targeted, excuse me, I'm not me dealing with being targeted. I'm like I can't even trust to I can't even trust to roommate with nobody. Janet was a perp, and nearly succeeded at I mean, there were people warning me, saying that she was trying to set me up for sacrifice. Her brother was sacrificed. And then Trisha was trying to sacrifice me. Lisa Ruby was trying to sacrifice me. And they had that fake Christian perp in 2021, I think it was. I'm sorry about that train. That fake Christian perp that I tried to rent a room from her in 2021. Damn. They're doing this on purpose. Excuse me. So I don't understand how criminal stalkers can be self-righteous if you're a satanic criminal sex trafficking stalker that try to control how you think someone else should behave. And they make it like as if me exposing gang stalking, me exposing my personal experience with gang stalking is bad behavior to them. Excuse me, while they bully, stalk, and torture and ruin innocent lives. If y'all wouldn't have, anybody, even my family, if you wouldn't have performed the abuse, I wouldn't have to talk bad about y'all. But then you make it like, oh, I'm mad at Candy because she said this about me online, or she did this, but, well, I said what I said online, or because you were abusive to me. You have to have been abused. I'm not going to just make up shit and lie and say that you did this and said that. It's not like I lied on you for no reason. You actually did me XYZ abuse, and I have no damn body to turn to, nobody to freaking listen to me. So I got to express how I feel somewhere. Can't even tell a mental health counselor, because they are oppressive perps. So I'm feeling strain, like painful pressure and strain on my heart. And I think it's from the lack of sleep. And I think I'm dehydrated, not having enough water to drink for today. Because at the Riverwalk, excuse me, Raising Cane's and one other business, they're the only businesses, and Cafe Du Monde, they're the only ones that give you free water along with your meal if you eat. But the other places, they will charge you for a cup of water. So it was hard for me to even get some water. I felt bad to have to buy, did I say Chick-fil-A or Raising Cane's? That's Raising Cane's, not Chick-fil-A. So I had to buy. I was trying not to, but I had no choice but to buy bottled water. So, like at the Asian place, they started selling bottled water. They used to give you like a small cup of water, the Asian Chinese food place. They'll give you a small cup of water, but if you buy a meal, they will give you a small cup of water. But that girl that's the cashier, she seemed like she got, when all of them that work there, they're all kind of rude at the Asian spot. So, well, it was yesterday on UNO's campus was when excuse me, one of the workers in the cafeteria, was trying to get in my business and asked me, "You live around here?" And she tried to demand an answer for my personal business. And then they had the guy serving the food. He kept on beating and drumming his hands on the counter and got an attitude with me and rushed me. And it was something else that happened. I don't remember. You know, but I wasn't like this time around, like after being wrongfully banned from the airport, before then, since October, I had not set foot on UNO's campus until until after I got wrongfully banned from the airport, and then drunken lady Yvonne did what she did. Excuse me. Now I was supposed to be banned only from the library for 1 year. And then so that's been long gone. So then I went to the by the lakefront a couple of nights, a few nights, and suffering out there in the cold. Or, have to spend part of the night by the lakefront and other parts of the night trying to ride the buses, where they'll have ghetto narcissistic bus drivers that are going to get an attitude with you. And then you ride the bus all night and they don't give a fuck. They will sit there and force you to suffer. They do not turn the air conditioner on. I'm sorry, the heater on. So they will leave you riding a cold bus all night. So if you try to ride the bus all night, you won't even get any warmth. You get the same kind of cold as if you're outside, but you're just in motion riding the bus, and it's just freaking. They don't even turn the damn heater on the buses. So, excuse me, I felt like it was, ain't no sense in riding the buses throughout all night. And the last night I showed y'all that rude streetcar operator that got an attitude with me, when I was just trying to get downtown. And I had a monthly pass, and he got an attitude with me anyway. Excuse me. So, yeah, a few nights after drunk lady Yvonne was rude to me, if I didn't get help with a hotel room, I was, went by the lakefront. I didn't know or have anywhere else to go, and scared to come over here because I don't feel safe at all over here. I don't. It's downtown. So then, excuse me. Then, I'm starting to get sleepy. So one day, it was already this year. I think it was about a week or two ago. And I mean, like when I was at that apartment in Pensacola shortly before being wrongfully, gang stalked out of my apartment, I had, excuse me, my actual physical card, my alumni card, I threw it away. Because I felt optimistic that I would be able to stay at that apartment in Pensacola with permanent housing for the rest of my life. Or unless if I could have got like higher income opportunities or something like that. I did not foresee that I would end up back homeless again. I mean, everything happened so suddenly, you know. And even then they were trying to drive me away, and they were trying to run me off, and I was trying to stay put for as long as possible. Because I kept trying to say, I'm not going to let them make me back homeless again. Well, they freaking forced it to happen by, threatening my life and making me feel super unsafe. And then to have the police and the housing agency encourage the neighbors to, hurt or kill me or do whatever they want to me. And y'all were saying that she could threaten me all she wants, or she could say whatever she wants. But, they try to say that she has a right to hurt or kill me or do whatever she wanted. That she could threaten me if she wanted, but I couldn't tell her, you blood sacrifice your brother. Which was the truth, because why she flipped out so bad. So, and it seemed like I had a little bit of support when I had a roof over my head, and then everybody betrayed and turned against me once I became back homeless again. I'm talking about people on YouTube. Now it's like, it seems like I have like only 3 or 4 people that leave supportive comments now, compared to the 10 people. Excuse me. So, yeah, I feel like this burning pain on my heart. So, somebody had told me, that everything switched around on the campus, with everything being different and stuff. Excuse me. So, I was told that the police was different, and that that they didn't have the same workers there anymore. And the same police officers, I heard that they didn't have anymore, or that they had like a whole set of new police officers, or that they excuse me, that there was a lot of changes to the school. So I recently went back to get me another alumni card. And I was planning to use the services, like I would have wanted to try to use the rec center, at least to try to shower. Use the rec center to shower, and a few other things. But I guess I can't do anything now. Excuse me. And so, so yeah, I was told that they had a whole bunch of different police, and so then I heard, because I felt terrible, because I thought that the incident that happened to me was the reason, that happened with me. I thought that was the reason why they shortened the hours, but come to find out it was some different reasons, So then, somebody had said that, it was different police or different, you know, different police, a whole set of new people and a bunch of, you know, they said it was a whole set of new people and different police and, that the rules and everything changed around. So I was encouraged to, go back in that building, and I felt hesitant and scared, and the first time I went, I don't remember what day it was. It was a couple of weeks ago. I mean, a week or two ago. No, it wasn't a couple of weeks ago. It was probably a week or a week and a half ago. I don't remember what day it was. It was before I think it was before before my recent hotel stay, and it was raining. And so, I was asking for help with hotel room that night, and nobody helped me that night. So I went inside the building to try to stay out of the rain. And then, everything was fine. And all I did was charge my phone and sit in one of the classrooms and try to go to sleep. And it was raining and wet. I didn't have any shelter overhead, And so now I definitely don't have any shelter overhead. Excuse me. And then I went to after Saturday, it was too cold, and Sunday was too cold last night. Well, yeah, but then so I went inside the building, and it was so hot. It was extremely hot for some reason, because back in 2018 and 19, or 2019, the building was extremely cold, and I suffered, And then after that, if I would have known that I still couldn't go inside that building, I would not have gone inside the building. But I don't know what I would have done just dealing with it being cold and raining on me and cold. Having nowhere to go. But I was crying out for help with a hotel room. Excuse me. And so, Sunday, what happened was, shortly after I went to go into one of the classrooms, I went to use the bathroom, and I closed the door. But for some reason, I had fears that I would accidentally lock myself inside the classroom. But then later on, I accidentally locked myself out of the classroom for some reason. And so one of the professors, called the police. Well, he wasn't trying to get me in trouble or anything, but he didn't have the key. And it's like, oh shit, I'm going to jail, But I didn't know that with that person, the other person telling me that it was okay, excuse me, telling me it was okay to go in there, and that they had all new staff. So when the police officer that unlocked the door, he said, didn't I see you that, a few years ago? Didn't we go through this a few years ago? And I said, yeah. You that same person? I said, yeah, or whatever. I don't remember exact dialogue, but he had a Spanish last name, but I don't remember him. I remember the other officers, but I don't remember him. I do not remember him at all. but I remember the other couple of officers. Um, but he said that he was the one who issued me the ban. He said, "You don't remember me?" I said, "No." He got a sarcastic attitude and said, "Yeah, of course you're not going to remember me." And then he said that he wasn't, he didn't, I guess, physically see me face to face. But I didn't realize that he was one of the ones that issued the ban. And I didn't realize that any of them still worked there because somebody giving me wrong information. But if I would have known that I still couldn't go in that, still couldn't go in there, or because after that thing happened in 2020, a lot has changed. A whole bunch of stuff has changed. So I was told that, that everything changed and they got all new police or new this, new that, or whatever. And I kind of felt hesitant, but I took a risk. And, I thought that, with the new police, I thought that everything was different. But, he started he wasn't overly rude, but he was a little bit rude, and he was kind of bitching a little bit. And he got an attitude and rushed me out of the office. Rushed me out of the classroom. And he kept on switching his story about the information on me being banned, So then, they said they understood my situation and that, I'm just, that I'm not really in any trouble. But they said they had to do what they had to do for liability purpose. They had the other police officer last night that was very well mannered and very respectful. And he was the one who had to escort me off the campus. In the police car, wow, being in the back of a police car, even if you're not in handcuffs, everything being so tight, it seemed like it's very traumatic to have no space. And then it looked like I saw something dirty or wet on the side of the door. I don't know if a drunk person vomited or what, but it was something dirty on the side of the door that made me almost have a doggone meltdown. But the car smelled brand new, smack brand new, So he gave me a ride and helped me make the bus. He said he couldn't take me all the way downtown, but he helped me get to the bus. And then when I got off the bus, the other streetcar that was going towards downtown already passed. It was like I had just missed the streetcar. So the other streetcar was going the opposite way, and I was just trying to get out of the cold for at least for a little bit, And I took the streetcar towards the cemetery, and I asked the streetcar operator, if I, can take it back downtown. And that's when he got an attitude and got really nasty and disrespectful and rude and stuff. And so then I took the streetcar all the way over here. And so here I am, But yeah, the other officer was explaining that for liability purposes, in case I get hurt, they said that was the reason why I couldn't be there. But but yeah, the other person maybe gave me wrong information or misinformation or misunderstood. But, I wasn't intentionally trying to, break the law. Because, as I said, I was going straight to the lakefront. But after that person tried to reassure me that it's okay to go, back in that building and saying that they got all new staff, then, I felt like, well, I guess I'd be taking a risk, but I was like terrified and scared to go to jail or anything, But if I would have known that I was, you know, if I would have known, then I would not have gone in there. But I guess I would have still had to suffer with cold feet and, being unsafe and having nowhere to use the bathroom, and they had a very poor Wi-Fi service and only at the bottom floor of the library and nowhere else on campus. I had to use my phone data. And my phone data was very shitty on the campus with trying to upload, any videos or anything. So, I had been trying as best as I could to try to stay out of trouble and, trying to stay out of trouble and trying to do the right thing, just like at this Hilton Hotel right there. I didn't realize or I didn't know that we weren't allowed to use the bathroom. And they told me I was trespassed from there. But if I would have, would have known that, you're not allowed here, because like they must have changed rules because, even at the YMCA in Pensacola, they used to have where even if you're homeless and have a membership, you can be at the YMCA and hang out all day. But because of that thing that happened in 2020, even after all the restrictions were lifted in 2021, they still try to make like, oh, I had a membership at the YMCA and I used to work there, but then I would be very sleep deprived and coming from work next door at Seville Quarter and then go to the YMCA and take a shower and then charge my phone and then excuse me, they would say that, then they started harassing me and telling me that it looks like you live here. And telling me I couldn't stay there all day. I'm like, oh, I thought you could stay at the YMCA all day. If you paid for the membership, I thought you could stay as long as you want. They didn't have any signs or any rules anywhere. But, they kept on looking for excuses to bully and mob, and then the rich folks were sneaking behind my back and making up lies to try to force me out of there. The other the other YMCA patrons or whatever. The workers would harass me and bully me and treat me like workplace mobbing even after even after not working there anymore and just like they said I was banned from they wrongfully fired and banned me from the YMCA when I told when I told y'all earlier they wrongfully fired and banned me from the YMCA. And then so then I called up the YMCA and then I was told that they had new staff and I wasn't banned there anymore and they let me come back. And so then I got me a membership. Alex Dupree was stalking, following, and harassing me. And he got a fake membership just to surveil and gang stalk and harass me there. And, trying to terrorize and harass me and hoping that he could try to set me up to get wrongfully banned and kicked out of there. And he smear campaigned me in front of my face and behind my back in different scenarios of living in Pensacola, making up lies, turning everybody against me, and making them treat me a certain way. The same with the fake Darnell Williams purpose doing. Anybody that's support and nice to you and normal, I mean, Alex Dupree had all the Pensacola bus drivers turning against me and acting like assholes. But a couple of the bus drivers eventually said that they're not, that, they know I'm a good person. And so they ended up, they tried to, he was trying to manipulate for the bus drivers to act weird. But a couple of them didn't fall for it though. Well, at first that they did, and then they said that they figured he was strange. And the fake Darnell Williams perp has been making threats to meet up with me. He'd been making threats to see me, meet up with me in person and stuff. And all the harassment and threats that he's been making, I said, this is the type of stuff that people would do with true crime. If he would make sick stuff like threaten to defecate on my head or something like that. Or make harassing remarks about me dying. So yeah, so I thought that the situation would I mean, if I would have known that I still couldn't go there, then I would not have gone, but there are some people that, won't help me. Even when I showed them the rain, some days people still don't help. But then when I showed them the rain, sometimes they'll wait till after I showed them the rain, and then somebody might help at the last minute. Give me, and then, like they had this day where it was pouring rain so bad, and it was a Sunday. It was a couple of months ago. And it's like, damn, nobody's trying to help. It's really scary. And, the Bible tells us to be kind-hearted, tender-hearted, loving, forgiving, and merciful towards each other. But they got these people that are saying don't help, or people don't have to help. And then I be like days of sleep deprived and already frustrated by the harassment and the gang stalking and bullying and sabotage online. I'm already irritated by that. And then to deal with people being rude to me and making me feel like I deserve to be punished. I don't intend on, if y'all think that I might come off as, well, the perps would try to falsely smear campaign me as being so demanding and entitled and stuff. But people won't even allow me to have a job and work. So they had this hotel, they said it's close to the French Quarter, that that the people at the Melba's place was telling me about it and saying that, well, if you're homeless, you can work there in exchange for a place, for a place to live. And so I called up the place, contacted the lady, and she said that that's not true when I try to inquire about a job. And so she asked for me to email her my resume. And guess what she did? She ghosted me. When I applied for the job position, I'm going to say yesterday, Monday, because it's now Tuesday. It's 12:09 a.m. on Tuesday, January 30th, 2024. And my phone battery on this phone is at 65%. But damn, like I gotta go pee again. And don't have anywhere where I can go pee. Like after a certain time at night, the hotels lock the doors, and I'm wrongfully banned due to the gang stalking and abuse of power, you know. Yeah, before 2020, the hotels used to let the public, use the bathroom or whatever during the day, or can even hang out in the lobby and charge your phone or whatever. But if you're homeless, you're not allowed. They'll bully you and run you out of there. So, uh, yeah, I mean, I've been diligently trying and fighting with trying to get another job. I mean, even in Pensacola, I would be so frustrated with the workplace mobbing and gang stalking and being cheated and stuff like that, that I would get frustrated and say, well, I give up on employment or I quit employment. You know, but people are so judgmental and wanting to play God. And then, people feel like when they see that I'm homeless, um, when they see that I'm homeless, what they'll do is try to infantilize me. Talk to me like as if I'm too slow or too dumb to know any of these resources, or too dumb to know what a shelter is or where they are. I mean, I'm resourceful enough that I can be independent. Or you try to be like, well, I'm going to help you. You be younger than me and talk to me like 10 years younger than me and talk to me like I don't know how to handle my own business, and you just want to narcissistically control everything and treat me like a super retarded baby. Damn it, I know how to independently go and apply for Medicaid. I know how to go and apply for, but, a lot of services they give you a hard time with when you're targeted and on the blacklist or watch list. So even other professed targets have said how they've been oppressed or given a hard time or denied food stamps or this, that, whatever. Or that, and I don't trust anybody who try to pretend that they're trying to help me, but making it like they know how to game the system. Then I get caught up and get in all kinds of trouble. And then you be there set me up. So, as I said, this gang stalking, I'd be frustrated every day, this constant reminder that I deserve to be punished when I really don't. And then they got so many, I've told the story dozens of times about how I became back homeless again, and everybody still has their own fake narrative about me. And they've been having the same drone in the sky above me that's been sitting here, stationary for the past 5 hours at least. So I did this video before my hands would get too freezing cold or too cold. But my left hand is in my inside my jacket, but I'm holding the phone with my right hand. But my legs are cold and I gotta pee and have nowhere to go. Have nowhere to go. And I gotta suffer 4 nights tonight, and then 3 more nights tortured, and then you can't even rent a room from anybody because they want to charge deposits and do background checks. and they want to try to take your whole check, try to take all your money. Or they'll ask for pictures, you show them your picture, and then they ghost you, or you never see or hear from them again. But I mean, I really hate for me to be 40 years old and somebody half your age, 20 years old, treating like you're, just because you're homeless, they treat you like as if you're too dumb to know about homeless resources. When I know about these resources, but they don't help. Unity of Greater New Orleans does not help people. Opening Doors in Pensacola gave me the same runaround. So thanks for listening to me. I'm going to still try to ask for whatever help I can get. If I can get help with 3 more nights in the hotel, and then, because the motels would cost a little more sometimes. And then, at least Friday I'll be on my own for probably about a week. But before I go, though, the fake Darnell Williams perp try to tell me, trying to make it like as if I have to have your permission to have a TikTok. Like, who the hell do you think you are? I don't need anybody's permission to have any kind of social media account. And then he bragged about shutting down 6 TikTok accounts. Well, the videos he falsely reported the other day, I think it was Saturday or Sunday. No, it was Sunday. Good thing I was able to get 8 videos restored, but one of them that he falsely reported didn't give me the option to appeal. And the other one, for some reason, the appeal hadn't been granted. But I'm getting less exposure on my videos. Yeah, I got frustrated and discouraged and said that I quit TikTok for good. And I did delete the app off my phone. But then I put it back, and then I got, as I said, I didn't even announce that I got new TikToks. And I'm like, how did he know this? And then they brag about their crimes right after they do it. Brag about their internet crimes. And yeah, recently on Twitter, the fake Darnell Williams perp threatened to shit on my head or something like that. As I said, he's so filthy and disgusting and childish. I mean, if you're that childish, you don't have the authority to make rules for people. And he's younger than me. Thinking he got control. Him and fake aquarium doors, they're younger than me. And delusionally believe that they have fake authority. What do I look like being a Christian, being obedient, and listening to a fucking Satanist whose face I can't even see? Just filthy and disgusting. And then the fake aquarium doors she even act like as if she's sexually infatuated with me. Like she tried to make a sexual comment a few days ago or whatever, or a week ago or so, that made me feel really creeped out and uncomfortable. They're just trolling really bad. And like everything else, they think they got the fake authority to gossip about something when when they don't even have the authority to stalk me. You're talking about my bad behavior, but your stalking is fucking, your cyber stalking and cyber harassment is freaking criminal. All of y'all. But y'all want to be self-righteous about pointing out people breaking the law, but y'all some Luciferian satanic sex trafficking cult members who can't mind your own fucking business.